And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Say Anything is one of the best party games that I've ever played. I think it's a fantastic party game, just in which players are able to write down anything they want and have other players guess on it. It asks for creativity, but at the same time, it rewards just funniness, and it's not that difficult to play. Well, even easier now, we have Say Anything Family Edition, which brings the same game for the family. Now, I think you can play the original game with the family, but this is one with questions that are much more attuned to family. If you've not played it before, let's look at it, and we'll tell you if it's a good game. Hint, yes. At the beginning of the game, each player gets a player board of their color, plus 2 tokens, plus a marker, and they're ready to go. A deck of cards is taken, and one player is chosen to be the judge. That person's going to draw a card from a pile and read one of the questions out loud. What's the best thing about weddings? What's the best board game? What's the friendliest wild animal? Or what's the best place to buy clothing? Or here we have, I could ask the president any question, what would it be? So I ask my question, I say, what newspaper headline would I most like to see? So everyone except the judge is going to write down an answer and throw it in the middle of the table. If somebody puts down the same answer as somebody else, then the person who puts it down first is they get to keep it. The other person has to write a different one. So here we have the answers for what is a newspaper headline that I like to see. Then I'm going to secretly take this and pick the one that I think is the right answer. Everyone else will then bid or guess which answer I'm going to pick. Now they could put both tokens on the same one. They might think their answer is really a good answer. And they can even try to guess, and talk to each other and say, oh, I think this is one, or, I'm not sure, and talk about it. But then, time's up, I reveal my answer. Shut the door, what a great newspaper headline. And because blue is the person who wrote the headline, they get 1 point, which is marked off on our scoring pad. And green gets 1 point for picking the answer. And then I, as the judge, get 1 point because one person guessed it. Only one person guessed that I would like to save 12 people from a burning house. 2 weird people picked World War III. iPhone 6, well, not so interesting. Almost picked the Cubs lose, team finally gives up, and the fans say, you know what, we're never going to win. But hey, these are different headlines, and you know what, the game can be really funny. Now, I'm not very funny, but the game can be very funny as players write answers, and sometimes answers will reference other ones. The difference between this one and the original one is that the questions are more geared to that kids can answer them very easily. The first one had the opportunity for questions to go down a risque path. This one, less likely. But the questions are not so dumbed down that parents can't answer them as well. And if this was the only game I had, I could play it with a bunch of adults and it would still work. You could argue over what's the best movie or what would make riding the school bus more fun. You could still do what you want with these questions. And the game works, and it's very similar to the original Say Anything, but for families. Say Anything Family. Get it. I mean, what more do I need to say? I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun when you play with people because the back and forth, the things get funnier and funnier. Everyone's laughing. The system's very simple. It's really functionally very close in identity to how Say Anything, the regular edition, works. In fact, I wouldn't mind if they had simply made a deck of cards and said Family Edition expansion for the original game, because there's not that much of a difference between how the games work. Yeah, the artwork and the meeple artwork on the things makes it look for kids, but all you really need are the cards. But hey, what have you. So you're a family and you're going to buy Say Anything or Say Anything Family Edition. Don't even hesitate. It's better, has better questions. A group of adults, buy Say Anything. But you know what? If you buy the wrong one, you're not going to go wrong. They're both fantastic games.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.